Good morning, Trupti, and my dear friends who've joined us today. I welcome you all to Kirti's Corner Episode 3. The topic is Cultivating a Learning Culture. My name is Kirti Bajaj, and I would be your host for today on this show. And we have a wonderful, gorgeous, beautiful guest. Her name is Tripti Ramgade, and I would request her to introduce herself because there are so many things that we would like to hear from her in particular. But before that, let me just set the tone of the show. So for the first 45 minutes, it will be a Q&A between our guest and I would be asking her some questions. And then last 15 minutes, we would open the forum for Q&A from the joiners, from the guests. So if you have any questions, please feel free to type it in the chat box. And having said that, without any further ado, let's just begin. And as I mentioned, Tripti, please help us understand more about you.
Hi, very good morning, Kirti. Thank you, first of all, for inviting me on this show. Kirti's Corner, that's a cute name, like coffee with Karan. Okay, that's nice. I would call myself L&D specialist. That is what I would like to call, and no designations otherwise. However, I'm working. I have over 24 years of experience, out of which 10 years was in operations, and from last 14 years, almost 15 now, I'm working with learning and development. I do had a very gradual growth in learning and development. It was like starting from the scratch, from the basics. And yes, along the way, I have done various certifications to, of course, enhance and, upskill myself. So I'm certified in NLP, I'm certified in transaction analysis, I'm certified in emotional intelligence, and so on. Because that's very important. As you know, if you don't upskill yourself, you will not survive. So that's it about me. I would not talk much. Currently, I'm working with the Tata Motors commercial vehicles. I'm taking care of India and international both in aspect of learning and development. However, I'm working for Tata Motors, but I'm working with Strategic Learning Solutions as an agency, and through them, I take care for Tata Motors learning and development. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Tripti. I would also like to know how did your L&D journey began?
Yeah.
Was Tata
So
Motors your first organization, or you worked earlier in the corporate front and then came to Tata? How was the journey?
That's very interesting, Kirti, because for me, learning and development was like a second inning.
Right.
It did not happen to me. It was a very cautious decision to go into learning and development after the
Mm.
sabbatical and after I had a recession. After the recession of 2008, I had a sabbatical, and then after that, I decided to go in learning and development. And for me, the journey was very, very gradual, slow, and I have grown into this. So, it's very interesting for me. So, I started as a freelancer. In
Mhm.
fact, I started with the minimum wages of L&D. At that time, I can say I mean, that time it was getting the work and yeah, establishing yourself as a freelancer is very difficult, as you are aware. So, as
Right.
working with the Future Group, my
Mhm.
first assignment was for Future Group, and I was certified by them in gems and jewelry and retail management
Oh,
through NSDC.
interesting.
Yes, that
Yeah.
time NSDC was there. We did the Pradhan Mantri Vikas Yojana, what is there now, PMVK.
Mm.
It was not there that time. It was NSDC. So they certified me, and I did programs for them. And like Big Bazaar was a major work I used to get from Big Bazaar because, as you know, that time Big Bazaar was the only supermarket kind of a thing we had.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Pune and rest of Maharashtra, they used to come to Pune for the trainings. So that's how I
Okay.
started. So I started with retail, and I learned from Future Group actually a lot because it is their content and the design and everything made me grow. Every session
Right.
made me grow because the participants were so different. I know it was So eventually I realized, wow, I'm enjoying this. So it doesn't matter how much I'm getting paid or whatever it is. Whenever there's a work, I used to just go and do it because I found that I used to enjoy so much my work. And previously being into corporate, I never realized that okay, anybody can enjoy work also so much. So it was fun. That's how I stuck to training. And then after Future Group, I joined various other small time agencies, those who wanted to do. Like I have one more two, three clients who are still in touch with me. And whenever there is, so I could proudly say during that time, whenever there was a Pune trainings coming to Pune, they used to come to me.
Wow,
That's
that's an
how I
achievement.
established, yeah, that's how I established myself, in freelancing. People knowing you is a big achievement. And
Right.
eventually I got Nexa. In fact, I can proudly say that I launched Nexa. So I was one of the first trainers who launched Nexa at that time. And as you know, how they had
Right.
launched, they had
Hmm.
changed the whole definition of automobile industry and the training
Absolutely.
altogether. They had
Yeah.
7 days long induction held in
Mm.
five-star hotels for every participant. There was a stay compulsory for 7 days in a five-star hotel.
Wow.
Just to understand the premiumness, they had arranged that. So that,
Mm.
and then Nexa after, but yes, then COVID hit and then there was a break. And then after that, I went into full time. So
Okay.
from 2021, I started working full time with Wellness Forever. If you know the chain of pharmacies that is there,
Yes.
they have right now around more than 360 stores across Maharashtra, Goa, and Karnataka.
Right.
And some stores are now just recently 2 years ago started in MP. So these states they operate, but they have around 360 stores. And there I joined, and I would say that was a very good turning point because till now I was from the outside, I was just going and being a trainer, but then entering into
Correct.
organization and the whole planning and a whole like I was a part of the design team this time.
Right. Right.
So it was a great fun and it was a great learning. And now from 1.5, almost, yeah, 1.5 year now, I joined Tata Motors. After I worked there for 2.5 years with Wellness Forever.
Right.
And I now am a project manager. So definitely it was a step higher for me. So I changed in Tata.
Right. Wonderful. Yeah. What an intense journey. Right
I
from
know. Did I speak a
right
lot?
from operations to freelancer to wellness as an employee and now as a project manager. Wow, amazing. So I'll start our conversation from you being a permanent L&D specialist, right? So my question to you would be, stepping into wellness as an L&D specialist, what were your initial observations about their existing learning environment and how did you approach understanding their needs?
Um, Being into industry, like when I joined Wellness, I had already done almost more than 10, 11, 12 years of work in L&D.
Hmm.
And when I stepped in Wellness, of course, the same pain area is like everybody is interested or focused on sales, and
Hmm.
sale is done through product. So definitely, product was always a hero. It is a hero. I will not say it is not, because if you do not sell and then don't get money, how will you run an organization? However,
Hmm.
it was more about the product was the hero. The second, the most important P of any business, that's people were ignored.
Hmm.
That's what my observation was there. In the sense, ignored in the sense, not that they were not giving benefits and all that, but their growth or their upskilling was only limited to understanding or knowledge about the product.
Right.
So, however, there was one thing in wellness, the hierarchies or the promotions are happening within the organizations. They barely used to get people from outside.
Oh,
That was
that's
so that
already a
gave me the
motivation.
idea. Exactly. So that I said, no, these people do think about their people. The only thing is the
Right.
direction is only the personal growth,
Right. Right.
and
Right.
that growth is only either in the designation or the monetary growth, but nobody's
Yeah.
thinking about these skills. But that helped me know they at least they're thinking about it. And
Correct.
that this is one organization I would say that that inspired me, or that what do you say? It actually helped me, or it actually gave me hope for learning and development, because wellness has started a total unlearn academy, and they
Okay.
have in fact like bought a whole floor, and their training center is established in Thane, and that is lovely,
Oh,
which is away from the corporate office, which is not in the same building also.
so you could do, I mean, you were given a free hand of doing whatever you wish to in terms of upskilling and growth of people in the
True, true.
organization.
I could go with
So
my individual ideas, that we need to do
yeah.
this for our employees, we need to do this for our store managers. So the area managers, they are not doing. I think so. This is something that would help. And not only that, even the corporate employees. We
Hmm.
actually design programs for corporate employees as well. And
Oh,
the programs were not only about the upskilling, there were certain programs for mental health as well. So
amazing. Yeah, so good to know about it.
yes,
So again, my next follow-up question would be in the same lines.
mm-hmm.
What were some of the key changes or interventions you initiated within wellness to foster a strong learning culture?
As I said, when I joined Wellness Forever, there was trainings happening, there were inductions also happening, but it was very limited, limited to the product
Hmm.
knowledge, limited to the
Yeah.
introduction of your organization. For example, if it is an induction, the rules and HR policies and this and that.
Hmm.
But when I went there, they had initiated, or the directors had already thought about a 1 month long induction program.
What?
1 month long. It was like in pharmacy. Who would think about of you can say it is a retail store, right?
Yeah,
Pharmacy, and then certain lifestyle products are you get over there. one
correct.
month long induction program they had designed, and I was part of it. I had in fact launched it. It
Oh,
was it was great work. It was such a great learning process, that designing that program, right from designing and then implementing it was a great fun, and it was a great learning for a year. For a year, we were just learning. We were doing it and learning from it. Oh God, this is failing. This is right. This is wrong. It was fun. So how they had designed was like, it was 1 week classroom training,
hmm.
1 week on job training. Then again, they used to come back to the classroom training and give the experience of that on job 1 week training. And then again 1 week or on job training. And all these trainings were monitored, or, the assessments and all were done on the LMS. So they had LMS also. And that was a very good thing that they had thought of
Course, yeah.
this also.
I am
Not
moved
just
by
like,
the
yeah, facility was not there. The technology was also there.
wow. I'm already impressed by this 1 month program for induction kind of thing. So was this for all the new joiners or how is it?
Yeah, this was for new joiners, and we were struggling a lot with this. But when we settled into this, then as I said, they had so much ideas, and even any idea we used to give it, it was not that who was
Accepted.
giving the idea, huh? Whoever it is, any idea about the learning and development was thought about, and that was very nice. So even a
Yeah.
junior trainer is saying, ki, you know what, we should do something for some of these people. It was thought about. So we
Hmm.
were actually working like a school,
Yeah.
institution who is so much concentrated on growth of their employees, a total separate department, not a part of HR. It was separate
Correct.
department.
Correct. Correct.
So
Correct.
it was fun. So then we eventually went to the first time managers program. So that is the program that I had designed for the store managers.
Okay.
Okay, the because every store has a manager, and but they are, as I said, as wellness believed in promoting people from the organization. So the employee who was an employee before,
Hmm.
customer service representative, he is only becoming a store manager.
Correct.
Now the acceptance, so difficulty of acceptance among
Absolutely.
the peer and
Yeah.
everything. So that's how I decided, no, it's important to have a first time managers program, because even their
Correct.
mentality to accept that that kind of authority, as well as
Mm-hmm.
the peers. So that type, so we had designed a program accordingly. So
Wonderful.
was, and after that, then we did. So I remember there was an awesome program called as Eklavya. This was
Hmm.
totally on the mental health of the people. A 3-day program where we used to actually tell them to come in track pants
Oh,
for the session. There was no
nice.
restriction where you're sitting. How are you sitting? Are you standing? You sitting? You're sleeping? No restriction.
Just
And
be yourself.
just be yourself. And it was very much workshop kind of a thing. So
Hmm.
we used to give them different activities. And it was all self-reflecting activities,
Right, right,
you
right.
know. So for example, a simple activity I'll just share that we used to tell them, write 15 positive and 15 negative traits about yourself. Trust
Hmm.
me, Kirti, they were not able to write.
I can resonate with you because whenever I conduct personality development and we ask them to write the strengths and areas of improvement have the list like
Yeah,
anything.
but
And
what
strengths, they struggle to recognize their own
own
benefit,
strengths?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah.
And
So I can
eventually, I have
totally
to tell
relate.
them, at least write five, if not.
Yeah.
And there was this very interesting introduction activity where we used to tell them that make your own iCard. So we
Hmm.
used to give them all these crayons and colors, and they
Right.
anything they can draw, write their name, and if they have their photo, you can sometimes somebody used to literally have their childhood picture in the wallet, and they used to put it on that iCard. And that iCard will have their childhood name, the pet names, like how our
Right.
parents call us, Shona, Babu, whatever. And we used to
Hmm.
call them with that pet name throughout the session.
How sweet. How sweet.
So these kind of programs are awesome, and it was inspired because the it was inspired from my previous like future group, as I said. It had great learning with them, working with them. So the inspiration of lot of programs came from my that experience.
Right. So as an L&D, as since I too am into L&D and I'm carried away, but I need to come back and I'll wear an employer's hat right now, and I'll ask you this question. See,
Yes,
investing, and because you're into the company, probably you're the best person to give me the answer to this question. So, as an employer, when I'm investing so much into training and development of my people, did you observe tangible benefits for the organization as a result of these interventions? And could you share any specific examples around?
true, sure. See, unfortunately, training or the results of training, and especially behavioral trainings I'm talking about, is
Mm-hmm.
not measurable
Mm,
because you cannot measure your feelings, your
mm,
expressions, your responses is not measurable,
mm,
right?
mm.
However, if I say the tangibility used to come from the attitude change of the people,
Right.
potential growth, and it is a long-term process. We do 1-day program or 3-day program or even 1 month program.
Mm,
It is not possible that on 31st day that person is going to change.
correct.
It will take time. It has to be gradual. So I would say as a trainer or as an a skill developer, I would say employer needs to have that patience and
Mm,
wait for the results. It cannot happen overnight. No, but nothing can happen overnight. Like your business also doesn't grow overnight,
correct. Correct.
right? So people
Correct.
also will not change overnight. It will happen. It happens gradually, and it has to be an ongoing hand holding interventions. It cannot be a one time thing. Most of the times you must have seen, people come to us, communication skill kya karna hai, training. Okay, I want to do communication skills. Why? Because I feel my people are not having good relationship. Are by doing 2-day communication program, you think your people will have good relationship? It is like jadoo ki chhadi, and that's not possible. It's not a magic wand to do that. So
Correct.
gradual growth is important. And gradually,
Exactly,
that's
exactly.
how the patience should be with of the employer, to wait for the
So
result.
true. But is it worth the wait, is my question.
Certainly. It is
Yeah.
certainly, and eventually, I have seen people growing in the organization, in our organization, like because I was working in wellness, or I have seen people
Mm,
actually growing. You have to, it gives kind of a motivation for them.
mm,
There are people,
right.
like even if there is a class of 30, I will not say all 30 will be motivated, all 30 will have an attitude change. That one person also, if has an change by that one
Mm.
session, I think so it is an achievement. It's kind of worth the investment, paisa vasool, as we say.
You mentioned about ongoing session and not just a clean. In fact, there are so many clients who come to me saying that, Kirti, we want 90 minutes session. We want, and the beauty is they give me a list of topics that they want me to cover in that 90 minutes.
Yes,
And
absolutely.
to top it up, they want to see the changes in the participants.
Been there, done that. I can so resonate with you because it's what even I have done, and I have heard from people in during my freelancing days when I used to individually approach the SMEs and the small time companies. They used to come and tell me ki, we want our people to think that this is your business. Yeah, this is how you will grow. I said, I mean, that's it cannot happen like that by just one day training. Suddenly, the mindset of people changing to ownership never happens.
Exactly, exactly. So that is exactly why I was so impressed when you mentioned it's a 1 month long program that you could launch for the organization. And that's when, see, I mean, I think you also had that same mindset that the participants need to meet and discuss the real-time cases in the organization. And I loved how you programmed it. 1 week of classroom learning and then 1 week of OJT, which talks about your real-time experiences. And then coming back, it's not that you're leaving there, coming back and continuing the program. I just loved that design, and wonderful that is. So let's move on. I don't want to start here. And you also mentioned how did the existing managers and employees within wellness responded to the changes.
Yes.
So if you could elaborate there.
So, like for example, let me tell you, as I said, the store managers, they were never given when you are joining the organization, you are given a training. But when you
Hmm.
become a one step higher, you
Hmm.
come into the new role. It is
Hmm.
important to give you training for that new role also. Tell me, Kirti, how many times you have given a training for new role managers?
Rarely, yeah. People don't realize that they need
Exactly.
training.
They don't
and
realize it.
and and then they come up with, we want to do leadership training because there are so many lackings in the leadership as such. But organizations really don't realize that they are not trained to be a manager in the
Absolutely.
first place.
Absolutely. And that is why the first time managers program was taken so well. See,
Mm,
initially there is always an hesitant. Now, first of all, whenever a program is designed by the company, by the organization, and employees are told to go and take a training, there is always a hesitance. You must have seen.
mm, mm,
Almost 80% people come there because their company or their bosses told them to go.
correct,
There are
correct.
very few people who realize that they are actually going to learn something. However,
Absolutely,
when we
yeah.
started this program, the first time managers, the response was so nice that eventually people like the area manager started asking us कि मैडम मेरे स्टोर मैनेजर्स को ये प्रोग्राम कराना है कब कर रहे हो.
Wow.
And then they used to also tell us that, why don't you come this side? Like, why don't you come to the different states? Like, for example,
Mm,
East Maharashtra and West Maharashtra was divided, right? So they used to tell us
mm.
it's so difficult to travel, to Pune. Why don't you come there? And we actually went to Nagpur and did one program like for them.
How
And it is
nice.
happening now. The only thing is that it become see traveling for a one person is also cost effective, as you know,
Correct,
for a
correct,
trainer, and we in the organization
correct.
we understand. Traveling for so many people, it is not that cost effective for the organization. So we used to understand all these problems, and we used to,
Absolutely,
it was very
yeah.
flexible. It was very flexible. Also, there was one program which I will definitely mention, which was called as NEEV. That is the foundation, it was for the employees who have been in organization for over 1 year.
Okay.
That was a 9 day long complete behavioral training, 9 day long session.
9 day long on only behavioral
Only
skill.
behavior. And that was also some, as I said, I mean, I got lot of experiment. I could do lot of experiments about the programs, and I could design these lengthy programs. Imagine how I must be feeling. There was such a,
Absolutely. Yeah.
it was absolutely you were feeling. I must feel like, yes, I own it.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, if you're given that freedom, you would want to do it for the organization, for your people. That's exactly what we are for. And
Yes.
we enjoy doing it. That's the best part, you know. It's not that someone is hitting a hammer on us and saying that, oh, come on, do this. I really need this.
And
I
this
have
nine
seen
day
most
long,
of the,
yes, sorry,
yeah,
sorry.
go ahead, go
Sorry,
ahead, go ahead,
sorry,
go ahead.
sorry, you were saying something.
No, I just was expressing that this is the beauty of all the L&D professionals that they want to really bring in the change. The sad part is people do not recognize the value that they can bring to the organization.
True, true. As I said, in this 9 days long program, they were not made to work for 9 days. They were given 1 day holiday.
Oh,
Because it's not right now to make
yeah.
people work for like it was anyways work for them. So it was a
Mm,
very well thought ideas and implementation. And these people, because they have worked for the organization for money, so after induction, initially of course the induction was just typical 2 3 days induction, where they're introducing the company and products and the brands and
mm,
everything. But when this 1 month also induction started, after that also this 9 day program continued. And then this was like
amazing.
for employees, it was like a change, and it was giving them something new to think about.
Absolutely, absolutely. And these are some of the initiatives that make them feel they are doing it for me. And then this is my company. That's how ownership comes into place.
True.
Yeah. Awesome. Yeah. Okay. Let's move on. And since you have this vast experience, my next question to you would be, if a company is just starting its journey to establish a strong learning culture,
Mm-hmm.
what would be your top advice, particularly for engaging frontline employees, making it accessible and relevant across different levels of experience, maybe?
See, for as I said, for a cultural change,
Hmm.
first of all, frontline employees are not the target audience.
Hmm.
It should happen from the top. A culture
Hmm.
will always percolate from the top. In our family, we are taught about our cultures and traditions from our parents or grandparents, right? So,
Correct.
for cultural change, I believe the top management needs to have first that, mindset shift, or some session that would actually set the whole top management of the organization in one mindset and accept that, okay, yes, we need to change. And
Hmm.
then the change can, go down the levels.
Correct.
You
Correct.
cannot
Correct.
say कि my salesperson or the frontline employees needs to change, only then my organization will change. No, you cannot expect
Hmm.
children to have their behavioral manners and ethics,
Hmm.
etiquette and everything unless until they are taught.
Absolutely.
So the leadership should change first, and only then it will come down. And that
Fab.
sad part is it never happens because everyone on the leadership role thinks I've been there, done that, I know it all.
You mentioned it so subtly, but so strongly.
But Kirti,
I
I
love
think so.
the,
People are changing now. I let me not
yeah.
name the company, but I have just done a session with the projector and the printer giant of world, and
Hmm.
there they were so reluctant when we gave them the idea. Like,
Hmm.
no, we first need the top management for training. We will not do the culture change from now. They were so reluctant, Kirti, for activities. They were like standing like a statue. But by the end of the day, they were dancing like children.
How sweet.
the whole, it takes time, they have to realize,
Yeah.
they have to, shatter that wall sometime.
Hmm.
It was not work, right? It was not office, it was not something to do. It was a session. In the workshop, please behave like a student, or like, you're supposed to be yourself
Correct.
rather. So
Correct. Correct.
it happened, it is changing, but it will take some long time, I guess.
I
And
can resonate with you here as well, where you mentioned that it is changing. I also see this shift post-COVID specifically, and more so because AI has come into place for taking care of all the technicalities. But the only thing now which is getting the importance in human is the behavioral or soft skill.
because the value of human has increased after COVID, I guess.
Absolutely. So it has come as a blessing to us, are you saying?
No, it's like we don't need another pandemic, yeah, to understand each other. Come on.
Yeah.
It's so sad that we need to had a pandemic to, become more
Hmm.
human.
Yeah, yeah. So
See,
that's where it is reflected in the organizations also. And employers probably are getting that feel that, we need to upskill our people. And as you rightly uh, gave a quick, what can I say, resemblance of grandfather and a child. The child cannot change the culture of the family. It's just the grandfather who can. So top down does definitely make a difference. So moving on, and let's also talk about how organizations should focus on designing the training program, because functional still, we cannot, as you rightly said in the beginning, product is still the hero. So keeping that importance, giving that importance in the curriculum. However, when designing training programs, are there any specific parameters or frameworks you find particularly useful?
see, if I talk technically, there are a lot of, there are a lot of frameworks for designing a training program, which gives a 360-degree, approach technically.
Hmm. Hmm.
But uh, pragmatically, I would say, mainly it is important to understand the need of the actual need of the employees or the organization. And as I said, the need has to come, in a proper this hierarchy wise or the level wise, or like as I said, when the first time managers, they're promoted, do the training within the 1 or 2 month of their promotion. You cannot do the training anytime and then
Yeah,
tell him, "Arey, you have become manager, now go and do the training." It's like he's already learned everything. 6 months in the system, he will definitely know. He must have learned from his mistakes, or learn a lot of
correct,
things. So it's
correct.
important to understand the time and the people, like who actually need training, and why
Hmm.
they need training, and this should not be decided by the reporting manager. That is
So
very.
then, so then what should be the approach, if I may ask?
The approach could be a survey. The
Hmm.
approach could be their own learning, their own learning needs. The need
Hmm.
should be created. It cannot be a push method. It has to be a pull method.
Right.
Like
Hmm.
I would tell you, there are certain companies, certain ITs, like they
Hmm.
have a program, like they give rewards for people
Hmm.
who attend their sessions. Like, for example, I remember when I was to work with HSBC, when I was in operations at that time, I used to work with HSBC, IT, Global Technology.
Hmm.
There we had, I mean, everyone, huh? I was in the
Hmm.
support, means I was in the administration, right? I was in the support
Hmm.
team. Not only
Hmm.
the IT people, but the support team also. In a year, they had to do at least around 6 programs, 4 to 6 programs, and they were given reward for attaining those programs. And the reward was in some kind of a bonus, or some gift, that type. Now
Hmm.
you tell me, if I have to learn, and if I have to go and do the sessions, definitely I will learn something and come from there,
True. True.
right? Even no matter what the mindset of the person is, right? Uh,
Yes, yes.
so even if it is say a 2 hour session online now, since after COVID, there's a lot of things online.
Mm,
I may take one learning, a one sentence, a one acronym for that matter,
correct,
but it will stay. It is a learning.
correct.
So as an employer, as an organization, one should not quantify the learning as such. It's not measurable. You cannot measure how much you have learned or how much your employees have learned. But it has to be as an ongoing process. You have to
Culture.
do it.
Mm,
Eventually, it will happen. The culture will build. They will get learn. They will get the learning out of it. They will have the development out of it, and it will eventually show in the work. It cannot happen like a switch on, switch off. So that patience is something I think so everybody should have. And that's very
right,
rare or not,
right.
I would say.
No, true, true. In fact, I'm thinking on the other lines. Again, as an employer,
Hmm.
I would need to know if these investments are worth it. See, you and me saying it, of course, we come from the experience, but for the employers to accept it, let's go back to your 1 month program.
Hmm.
Did you said that there were LMS to
Yes,
take the assessments? So can
right.
you elaborate how crucial are these assessments in evaluating the effectiveness of training programs?
See, the assessments or the projects
Hmm.
that is kind of a proof that the session has happened and the learner was attentive.
Yeah.
That is not a proof that the learner is going to implement it.
So true.
So the assessments are the proof of for the employer that your investment is taken good care of.
Hmm.
Uh,
So true.
Beyond this, it is definitely on that individual whether they want to do it or not do it. See, if I'm thirsty or I'm not thirsty, I only will know. If I'm hungry or not hungry, I will only know. Nobody else will tell me that you're hungry. Drink water or eat food. It is as simple as that. So yes, definitely. Now that 1 month program, I'll tell you what we had done is we had connected every day with LMS, which was beautiful. Every day, a day's session, they used to come end of the day, there used to be an assessment of 10 marks, and they had
Hmm.
to get 8 in it.
Oh, okay.
And they were otherwise they were put the red flags used to come.
Acha.
Not pass, not pass, not pass. And
Hmm.
let me tell you, it was not just an induction, huh? It was complete training program. It was type of if these people, if there is some employee who has not got good percentage in this 1 month assessment, they were not employed by the way. Imagine the investment employer thought they are giving them the salary. They are giving them 1 month full salary to come and train and only then we will employ you. Otherwise, go okay, bye. Do you think, Kirti, everyone will have that kind of mindset?
I am
I'm
awestruck.
talking about every session in Pune and Mumbai were two centers where we used to have the inductions. Pune is rest of the Maharashtra and Pune, and Mumbai is Mumbai because Mumbai has a bigger hub. That's why every month, oh no, every Monday the sessions used to start. It was not like 1 month एक batch चल रहा है, so we'll not have other batches. Every Monday batches used to start. So in a month there are 4 batches starting every Monday. In a month we used to train at least both the Mumbai and Pune more than 1,000 employees. So in a month they are investing on more than 1,000 people just to make sure that they are qualified enough or eligible enough to join the organization.
Wow.
You think anyone will have that kind of patience and investment?
How I wish.
This was possible because, again, within the organization, as I said, and but it's not that we never had freelancers. There were certain mental health programs which was done by the experts. There's a psychologist used to come and they used to do these programs. Like there are what do you call like you remember in the schools we used to have this golden circle or circle time where everybody used
Hmm.
to sit and just speak anything that they want in their heart and whatever comes to their mind.
Hmm.
likewise, they have monthly circle time in wellness.
And that's happening even today.
Yes, even today. Whatever I'm talking is happening even today.
Wow. I am in love with the organization. So I've
Yes.
heard so much about wellness in the last one as well because we had the HR of wellness as our guest, Deepak.
Mhm.
And adding on to this, oh my God,
So
amazing.
as an L&D person, it was a great learning for anybody, who would have joined. As an employee,
So,
there were so many things happening, so many things happening. So it's
mm,
a nice, I don't know, but how many people or even they, how long they will survive this, but uh,
but I also want to know now if I am a newbie and
hmm,
establishing my L&D, uh, and say suppose all right, I got convinced and I am starting long-term programs. I'll come back to the assessment. See, for any businessman, for social workers, all right, fine. But for the businessman, it is all about profit and loss.
absolutely, absolutely.
So, so long-term programs, uh, how did you measure the effectiveness, or how did you assess that? As you said already, that um, behaviorals cannot be assessed. This is more of trainers' evaluation than the learner's evaluation. You also mentioned that you had LMS, and but you also said that there were OJTs and classroom sessions. So, what kind of assessments you set to ensure and understand as an employer for me that I am in the right direction, or shall I stop?
Yeah. So the classroom sessions, as I said, there was an assessment at the end of the day
So
for
they were like oral, or how is it?
on the LMS.
So there were open-ended questions,
Yeah,
situations, and all
MCQ,
that.
mainly MCQs.
MCQs. Okay.
Okay, for the
Okay.
the classroom training, and for the on-job trainings, they were given projects. Like
Oh.
for example, and they had to make a video, or they had
Hmm.
to click pictures and put it on LMS.
Oh. All right. Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah,
And
and
that
that
that is
was
where you can capture the real-time things, right?
and that
Behaviors and
was
everything.
the coordinators used to actually check if they have done it or not. Like we used to come to
Right.
check as a trainer, even I used to come to know if they have done their assessments or not.
True, true, true. Okay. Yeah, I mean, that's a good idea for
Hmm.
employers and for trainers as
For
well, that
trainers
you
as well.
can, yeah, you can take up uh, MCQs or detailed questions, open-ended questions. However, for OJTs, we can give them projects. And what kind of projects were these? Just a
So,
few?
yeah, sure, why not? So, for example, because they were taught about basic, see, they are pharmacists. Most of them are pharmacists. All were not pharmacists. We used to
Hmm.
hire, like, it used to be a, like, what do you say, 50-50 ratio. Because
Hmm.
only pharmacist is not possible. We cannot get, because there used to be at least around the shift, there are 24/7 they run. So, around the shift, there are at least 12 employees in a store. So, four
Hmm.
in each shift. Now, there were three shifts run. So you cannot have so many pharmacists, right? So we used
Right.
to 50-50 ratio. So that's why the first week used to be little introduction to the pharmacy, little introduction of the medicines, basic medicines, the general medicines,
Hmm.
and also the products like hair care, skin care, because it's a lifestyle store as well. Now
Hmm.
the assessments were more on the lifestyle,
Right.
and certain assessments used to be on a behavioral, like suppose a customer has come and who's got you an expired prescription, what will you do or how will you handle the customer?
Hmm.
So they had to do the video
So
of
this was
talking with
real
the
time
customer.
with the real clients, with the real walk-ins, or it's just
No,
a
this
scenario
the videos for assessment,
dummy.
the scenario was used to come random. It will not be a same
Ah,
scenario for everybody. There were random
right.
scenarios that used to come, and then they
Hmm.
have to make a video of how they talk. Now, in this, there are multiple things captured. One is empathy, communication skills, interpersonal skills, and product knowledge, or
True,
the
true,
knowledge
true.
of the organization, like whatever they learn in 1 week, what they're supposed to, they're not supposed to do.
I'll pause you here.
Hmm.
And I really want to know, is there any research done on or there's any compelling benchmarks regarding the ideal percentage of an organization's um, investment in terms of how much should I invest into functional trainings versus behavioral trainings versus compliance trainings and all that. So,
So, surprisingly, or I would say unfortunately, learning and development is not given a budget. A budget comes to HR.
okay.
HR as a whole department. Now,
Hmm.
out of that budget, learning and development is given some part कि चलो ये भी कर लेते हैं. In
Hmm.
90% organizations in India at least. Okay, it is
Hmm.
an HR activity. It is not a necessity. Now, what happens is most of the times it is treated by organization or HR people also. Learning and development is treated as an entertainment and not learning. For
Hmm.
example, HR को budget मिल गया. Now HR is telling, okay, we have to do some training program. Now what to do? Let's let's take them on a picnic, outbound training. In that outbound training, maybe 1 day or 2 day outbound, half day we will do some session. We will call some trainer. We will do some activities. Team building is the favorite topic of everybody and anybody in the world. Every organization wants team building, team building. So what happens is trainer comes and half day ka game khila diya, some team building activity done. Wow, they have done so much. That is learning and development. So how can, and that's why I said, I was so impressed to see whole facility of learning and development by organization made. It
Hmm.
was so impressive. It was like my heart went out, I said like I will work here. If possible, I could afford, I could work here just to gain the experience, for free.
Hmm.
That kind
I
of
can.
thought process is very different. So
But
definitely
isn't those team building sessions important equally? And
they are, but that cannot be the only thing you're doing throughout the year, no?
correct, correct.
There has to be eventually, as I said, you
Strategic
give rewards.
plan for the entire year. That,
Exactly.
it
See
has to
now.
be a holistic development, is what you're trying to say.
Absolutely. It cannot be one time thing. Anything, just as we started in the beginning, it cannot happen one time. It is not a magic wand or switch on, switch off button where you are expecting a change within immediately, within that
Right.
next day a person is new person. That doesn't happen.
Hmm. Hmm. So true. Right. And we have reached 11:25, exceeded
Yeah.
the time allotted. But all right, in the benefit of we starting a little late, so I'll give this chance to our audience. And um, if you have any questions, please do type it in the chat box and we'll take it up. And by the time they are doing it, I really, really want to ask you one last question, if you're okay.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Finally, how can L&D professionals effectively ensure that their people actively participate? See, again, organizations usually organize, and participation is also a challenge.
Hmm.
So, what is it that organizations can do there?
As I said, earlier, that it has to be a pull effect. It cannot be a push thing.
Mm,
So that pulling is something they have to create or do such program. They will find what's in it for me. The employers have sorry the yeah, employers have to find, employees, sorry, employees have to feel that. Another thing is that since as an employer I'm investing so much, why not give them some added bonus or some points, some lucrative, something to also attract them to attend that session.
mm,
As I said, HSBC had made sure that out of whatever 12 or 15 program they had designed, at least every employee should do at least 4 to 6 in a year. Once they were
mm.
doing it, they were given some points, and those
Right.
points could be redeemed in the Sodexo passes. Okay, or some meal passes or some reward coupons or vouchers were given. I know
Right.
again this is something totally opposite to what I'm saying. Um, it's more of a push thing and not a pull. But I would say it is still something will ensure that the employees are at least coming in, attending, and getting learning out of it. And of course, as an employer, it is my responsibility to just not have a tick mark activity session. Like I said, communication ek din ka kar lo, one in one day, your communication will become excellent. That should not be the idea.
Approach. Hmm.
It should not be the expectation of the employer. So employer also has to design such programs where the employee is also actually going to benefit out of it.
Hmm. Hmm.
Self growth as well as the financial growth as well as the overall mindset growth. It cannot be because as an employer I feel these people are not communicating well, so I will have this program. There has to be a survey done, as I said in between as well, ki what is the employees want to learn
Right.
other than my sales products. It has to be there, and there is no escape from it.
Hmm.
Because if I don't know, I have a new product and I don't know how to sell this product, I will not be able to sell. So that is there only. But what about how to sell? What about how to behave? What about how to interact? How to be with my team members? What about that? There is
Hmm.
nothing to quantify that. So this will only happen eventually.
Right.
And
Also, once they start seeing the value of these
yeah,
sessions,
exactly. I was saying want to
initially
say that.
probably this is important that you give them rewards and all that. But once they start seeing the value it is creating in them, some genuine people definitely would want to come back, right?
Certainly, certainly. As I said, the training program also cannot be. So, for example, I'll take a basic like interpersonal skills. Cannot have a one day program. Please have a continuation of these programs where the
True.
people will feel like joining again and again and again, and only then
Right.
learning will happen. Now, the type
Right.
of program and the trainers and all, now these are two intricate things. Um, we cannot have a guarantee or a stamp on it. It will be great,
Hmm.
but there has to be a planning. There has to be proper TNA done. There has to be proper.
In fact, I would like to add, don't you think communicating this change itself to the people would
Abs-
also make a difference, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It
Yeah.
is very important.
Because
And
there
how
are
you
so many
communicate.
companies who want to start and they just begin. And then they see that, oh, there is a drop and there are not no participants, they are not interested. It is probably because you did not tell them, you did not
Communicate
share it
well.
with them. Yeah. And it has to be again a two-way process, as we rightly say in the communication process itself. It cannot be
Yes.
just a tell thing.
No, it cannot be.
It has to be
Inclusive. Yes.
inclusive decision. Yeah. I fail to understand the answer to my last question. So, how much weightage would I, as an L&D, will have to give to functional or behavioral or compliance or any other trainings or wellness, as you
It's
said?
it's it's
Yeah,
as simple as the Mehrabian theory. Have you heard of Mehrabian theory? You know, right? The
yeah.
behavior and the percentage. So it says
Hmm.
Mehrabian says theory says that 7% is content and 93% is context.
Hmm. Hmm.
So content is only 7% and 93% is how you present that content.
Hmm.
Then
That talks
why
about
not give more weightage to the content? I mean, unfortunately, it is exactly
context.
opposite.
Hmm.
It is exactly
Yeah, sales
opposite.
training, sales training, sales training, or product training, and
Or product training. And in that between, somewhere now in the sales and product training also, it's very funny. They will do the role play.
hmm,
Now in role play, if I'm a new joining, I'm seeing this product or I've heard about this product one. Do
for
you
the
think
first
I
time.
will know everything about these features, advantages, benefits? No, in the role play, it is not seen how the person is talking or how the salesperson is convincing the customer. It is seen how much knowledge he is blurting out. And that is
So
wrong. It
true.
is not, it is doesn't work like that because customer doesn't know.
Correct.
technology is not the customer, is not going to convince customer.
It's
Customer
about the
knows everything
benefits.
because nowadays everything is in our hand. Internet is so easy. Customer wants to understand ki how will be it useful to me, and that usefulness has to
Benefits.
come from the way I communicate that those benefits
Correct.
to the customer.
Correct.
So that's how the weightage has to be, I think. So see, if not more, at least the 50-50 weightage should be given to both.
Right. Right.
So that is what I feel, if not more. Because yes, as I said, product is a hero, but the people are going to sell it. It is not going to sell itself. And the
Correct.
customers are also people. So behavior, a human touch matters a lot. In
I
the
think it matters again. I mentioned earlier as well. It matters now even more because the competition, because of the internet exposure, has really raised its bar towards soft skills. So
absolute
there are two similar products. I always tell this to my clients also, right? There are two products, both of you are selling the same thing. Now the customer would buy depending on how you are selling it
selling.
than what, because what is taken care of technically in the organization already. If
Absolutely.
both of them are serving the same purpose with same quality, what would make a difference is the behavior of the seller than the product itself. So yeah.
And so many examples will come to your mind the moment you said that. There are like millions of examples have come to my mind that I have experienced as a customer.
Yeah. Right. So I was waiting for questions from the audience as I see there's nothing in the chat box, which means that we've gone the right way, is what I would like to take it. So with this, one message for all the L&Ds and HRs from you, maybe employers also. I mean,
The one message I would like to give is that learning is a gradual process. Please have patience as a learner as well as the organizer. It was more like it's like chatting to a colleague after a long time and ranting about all the but it's about talking about the good and bad of your profession.
yeah.
It's such a nice fun. Thank you so much for inviting me again,
I
Kirti.
would really like to thank you from the bottom of my heart for being our guest today.
Thank you so much for
And
having me, Kirti.